What's good, y'all? It's your boy Muhammad Sanu. We here live at the Trail Report. You know what I'm saying? My boy C Hill. Y'all better stay tuned. You heard? Being talk.
Mike Tomlin, former Steelers head coach of 19 seasons, winning a Super Bowl and never having a losing season on his record, says that Aaron Rodgers will play in 2026. He says that I just think being around him for the 12 months that I am around him, he's got a love affair with the game of football. And not only the game, the process, the informal moments, the development of younger guys, the interaction with teammates. I think he has an addiction to that. And there's only one way to feed it. And certainly he is still capable and in really good shape. So I think at the end of the day, he'll play football. So Mike Tomlin, after being hired by Football Night in America, he will be present on that show from now on. Recently stepping down from his head coaching position of the Pittsburgh Steelers, says that Aaron Rodgers will play football in 2026. I want to say that I fully respect Mike Tomlin's opinion. I love Mike Tomlin when he was a coach, when he was still coaching for the Steelers and stuff like that. I love his culture. I love his obviously never having a losing season. I love his pedigree as a coach, just his attitude he always approached the game with. And I think the game definitely will miss him and his coaching style. But I am super, super excited that his expertise and personality and stature and just presence that he carries, the presence that he carries with himself, is gracing the media platform and giving the media platform a new voice and a new face. So I'm extremely excited for that. But to his point about Aaron Rodgers, I completely respect it. Aaron Rodgers definitely still has, I feel like, gas in the tank. I feel like he definitely can still play the game of football no problem. I just think at this point of his career, the controversy that Aaron Rodgers comes along with, pause, is starting to outweigh his production. And it's something that happens, and I spoke about it before on this channel. One of my favorite, as far as sports voices, Shannon Sharp, speaks about this all the time. Teams can tolerate when your production outweighs the drama, for lack of a better way of saying it, right? If your drama is 55%, but your production is 85%, a team can tolerate that because your production is outweighing your drama. If your drama is 65% and your production is 75%, they can tolerate that. They can tolerate that. But when it starts to get to your drama is 75% and your production is also 75%, then that's when teams start to say, you know what, it's not really worth the trouble anymore. And the reason why that is because, let's be honest here, excuse me, we're in the business of winning football games. It's what it is. So you win football games, you get more money. You get to the playoffs, you get more money. You win the Super Bowl, you get more money. That's what the NFL and teams, that's what these people are trying to do. They're trying to generate money, and that happens by the team actually being good and actually winning games. So they want the best person that can do that. And as far as the coaching side of it, they want someone who can actually win football games to make them look good. And from the players' perspective of it, they want to win games because this is their lifelong dream of wanting to play in the NFL and actually be good and get to Super Bowls and win Super Bowls and do stuff like that. And cross off those accomplishments in their career. Instead of just having those individual accomplishments like yards or awards or stuff like that. That which is great for some players, but some players would rather get the actual accomplishments that they dreamed of, like a Super Bowl, other than just accomplishments or just individual accomplishments. Allen Iverson spoke about that in his career in the infamous practice interview one of his talking points in that interview was talking about how his whole career up to that point was only individual accomplishments, all-star games, MVPs, scoring titles, stuff like that, which is great. That's God blessing you to have those things is amazing, but players do want stuff like Super Bowls and stuff like actual team accomplishments. So I feel like at that point, when you take all of these things that are on display for a team, I feel like those things start to all be considered when it comes to the drama and the production of the player. And at this point of his career, Aaron Rodgers is simply just not worth the drama. He had over 3,000 yards this year, over 3,300 yards, but his drama is not worth the production anymore. Now, when he was winning MVPs, of course, the Steelers would put up with the drama and everything else that Aaron Rodgers had to offer. No problem at all. If Aaron Rodgers was still in his MVP stage like a couple years ago when he was still winning MVPs like with the Packers and he still had Devontae Adams and stuff like that, I promise you, the Steelers would have absolutely no problem with just dealing with his waiting period, dealing with the fact that he's unsure if he wants to resign, even though the Steelers are the only team that wants him, at least that we know about. So they would completely deal with that. They would just be like, okay, we're just waiting for him to make a decision. The whole politically correct motto. We're just waiting for him to make a decision, but at this time, we're fully confident that he's going to be our quarterback, stuff like that. But I just feel like at this point, Aaron Rodgers is getting older, and his production is starting not to be equal level with the drama. The drama is honestly starting to outweigh the production, to be honest with you. And people can argue it's been that way for a while, but it's finally starting to be apparent. Because if you're still getting like over 4,000 yards, then okay, you're still a consistent quarterback in this league. No matter what the situation was or whether you were with the Jets or whatever, you're a consistent quarterback in this league. That's the point. But at this point, like I said, 3,300 yards, that's not 4,000. So it's at this point, the production is starting to slip. He's getting older. And the awards are no longer there because the production is slipping. So, and the drama is not really being tolerable because, let's be real, the elephant in the room is Aaron Rodgers is using his waiting period like other teams are just campaigning for Aaron Rodgers when at least I don't know any other teams that have actively went out on a ledge and say, hey, we want Aaron Rodgers in our organization, other than the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have not even done that. They just really have no other choice. So he kind of is wanted there out of need because they have no other choice that they would want to start at quarterback. So that's the only reason why he's even, I guess you could say, welcome there. But to Mike Tomlin's point, he is a student of the game. He is a 4-time MVP, and he is a legend of this game, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And with that being the case, with the Steelers having no other choice but Aaron Rodgers at this point, I think from the pro Aaron Rodgers side, listen, he's done a lot in this league. He had 3,300 yards last year. The production is not where it once was. To show you guys that, just to give you guys a little context, in 33 less attempts from 2021, which was the last time that he did play 16 games like he did last season with the Steelers, he had more than 700 less yards last season with the Steelers when he had 3,300. In the season that he played 1,600. In the season in 2021 where he played 16 games, yeah, he had over 4,000 yards. Over 4,000 yards in 16 games, and then significantly down when it's later in his career and he played 16 games again. Now, granted, he did do that in 33 less attempts, so that's, take that in your consideration. But also, another positive as far as on the pro Aaron Rodgers side, this was his first time back in the playoffs since 2021, which was 4 years ago. Now, that's not really because of him, but you got to give him the nod because he was the team's starting quarterback and he was on the team. He wasn't hurt, knock on wood. He wasn't hurt. He wasn't injured, none of that. He was the team's starting quarterback and went to the playoffs as their starting quarterback. So this was his first time back in the playoffs since 2021 with the Packers. Now, granted, he was playing on the Jets, so you guys can understand why that is. But it's just at this point, you know pretty much what he's going to give you. Like, you know at this point, I don't feel like Aaron Rodgers can no longer elevate a team to Super Bowl level. I feel like a lot has to be put in his favor to win, which is the case with every quarterback. But some, as you get older, you start needing a little bit. You kind of, I categorize it like this. As quarterbacks start to get older, even elite quarterbacks, the elite of the elite quarterbacks, you kind of start to need everything, or at least most of it, most other things in your favor to be Super Bowl bound. Like you kind of need everything to line up. You need your receivers, you need your running back, you need your defense, you need your offensive line. And when in your past, you could have kind of operated without everything being in place, that kind of goes away when you get older. That's how I kind of look at it. But for a career, like I said, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I mean, that's undeniable. I mean, just list 21 seasons, over 66,000 yards, 527 touchdowns, 10 Pro Bowls, 4 MVP awards, Super Bowl champion, and a Super Bowl MVP. Like, his stats are incredible. His accomplishments are incredible, but we all know what the NFL stands for. Not for long. What have you done for me lately? And with that being the case, for Aaron Rodgers, not much. He did have over 3,000 yards once again, but I mean, that's not, come on now, in the era of quarterbacks we're in, that's not really anything to write home about. I'm just being honest. It's impressive to me because I know I can't go out there and throw for 3,000 yards. I couldn't go out there and get 2 yards. But anyway, just the fact that he is still capable of achieving that. The bright spot to me is the fact that he did play 16 games. So he showed them that he's still durable, at least durable enough to get through a season. So you would just hope that continues and hope that he continues to be consistent in that area. But to be completely honest, and with how I feel the Steelers should go about this situation, check this out. The Steelers at this point, their current quarterback room is Mason Rudolph, that's 1. Will Howard, former national champion, that's 2. And a quarterback they drafted this year from Penn State, 2026 third-round pick, Drew Allar, once again from Penn State. I think if they really want to kind of flip the leverage back into their favor, I think they should just start to play this game their way. What I mean by that is this. You guys know that Aaron Rodgers has nowhere else to go. Let's be real. It's either the Steelers or retire. He has nowhere else to go. I'm just being real. So, he wants to wait, have his little waiting period. Cool, fine. Play along. Go to whole mini camp, all of that. Don't even play into the Aaron Rodgers stuff. If they ask y'all a question about Aaron Rodgers, this needs to be the answer. So I'm just act like I'm the coach right here, okay? So hey, Coach Chill, are you concerned about Aaron Rodgers being back on the team anytime soon? We're worried about the 3 quarterbacks that we have on the roster, and if we're going to add a quarterback, we'll see. But we're worried about the 3 quarterbacks that we currently have on the roster and seeing the best out of those 3 to be our starter. We're only worried about people on this team. And just play into it. Play into it. Make Aaron Rodgers believe. Even if y'all really do want him back, which is, I don't think that's the case either, but I'm just being honest. Even if y'all really want Aaron Rodgers back in the organization, just play along. Just act like you just don't even care. We got 3 quarterbacks. We just drafted one in the 3rd round. We cool with our 3. If Aaron Rodgers wants to come back, we'll think about it. But until then, we cool with our 3 quarterbacks. He can retire for all we care. And not saying that disrespectfully, but it just puts that idea in his mind, even if he still plays it cool, which I'm sure Aaron Rodgers will because it's Aaron Rodgers. Even if he still plays it cool, it just puts that idea in his mind that, okay, like I tried to play the leverage game, but okay, maybe let me speed up the process a little bit. Let me speed up my waiting process a little bit, make these decisions a little quicker, because if not, I might roll into the season and not have a job. I might be kind of pushed into retirement, which I know Aaron Rodgers wants to retire on his own terms. So make him think, no, we don't need you. Even if y'all could be behind closed doors like, man, we really need Aaron Rodgers, man. We really do. But in the public, Aaron Rodgers, who? Man, we good. We got Will Howard. We got Mason Rudolph. We got Drew Allard. Man, we good. Aaron Rodgers, who? We good. Just play along. And even if Aaron Rodgers doesn't re-sign with the team, cool. Cool. Move how you move. Go into the season with the 3 quarterbacks. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst? The thing about I think the Steelers are playing wrong. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? You go into the season, you have 3 quarterbacks to choose from. What's the worst that can happen? So what, you have a bad season. You already have your built-in excuse. You have Mike McCarthy as your coach. That's your excuse. Boom. Move on next season, get a new coach and start over. Look for a new quarterback. What are you scared about? Aaron Rodgers at this point, yes, he is a great quarterback, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever grace an NFL field, ever grace football, period. However, he at this point of his career is not necessary for your organization to go on. Life goes on. If these quarterbacks don't work, well, guess what? Next year you draft another one. It's that simple. Stop letting Aaron Rodgers hold y'all hostage. But I do agree with Mike Tomlin. No, he definitely wants to play football. I definitely agree with that. Aaron Rodgers is not content being pushed into retirement. That's for sure. Yo, it's me, Chill, from the Chill Report. If y'all watched the video, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to come back next time. Before you leave, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Become one of the chillest players in the game. And I'm out. Peace.